As I look around our country today, there's one thing most people will all agree on, and we basically do not agree on anything. We can all agree that we have become a country of very angry people. You look around and Republicans are angry at Democrats, Democrats are angry at Republicans. Those who endorse some form of socialism are angry at capitalists. African Americans are angry at whites. And let's be honest, whites are angry at how they are portrayed by the African American community. In essence, we're living in the angriest of all times. But the longer that we allow anger to consume us, the greater the danger that will leave us very lasting scars. As we look around our workplace, our lives, it almost seems that everyone is also angry. They're angry about one thing or another. In our workplace, for example, our first reaction when something goes wrong is to get angry and do and say things that we later wish we could have taken them back. Yet, remember this, words once uttered are impossible to retract. As we look around our world today, there is so much hatred, division, are all logical outcomes of an angry society. So what do we do? Where will all this lead us to? Will anger resolve any of the many challenges everyday Americans are suffering? I don't think so. Will anger bring us good health care? Will anger bring us jobs back? Will anger resolve any of the pain that so many of us are suffering? When I first started working with Manuel Garcia and his four partners, they were the only organized group importing roughly 85% of all the cocaine imported into America. They never called themselves the Medellin Drug Cartel. That name was given to us by the US government, which wanted to label everyone dealing in cocaine from Colombia as the Medellin Drug Cartel. But in reality, we were the first cartel. This is why I always say that I was head of the group that would one day become known as the Medellin Drug Cartel. We were there before any of those ever existed. We were there before Pablo Escobar even surfaced. But the name Medellin Drug Cartel first surfaced in the early 2000s. The US government labeled Pablo Escobar as the leader, but the truth is that there were five major groups in Colombia at that time. Yes, at times they worked together, but for the majority, they were all independent. Pablo had his organization, Gacha had his, and every one of them had their own operation. They had their own distribution, their own suppliers, pilots, buyers, and even assassins. So how could a group so powerful that it brought an entire government down to its knees disappear in 10 to 15 years? One of the answers to me is anger. These were very powerful people, but instead of living in peace with each other, they were all very angry people. When you take a prideful person and give them a dose of anger, they become a horrific human being. You wonder what they had to be angry about. Was it because they would lose $1 million here or there? Surely not. They made that amount of money daily. God only knows what made each of them so angry. But it was their anger and their pride that prohibited them from forgiving anyone who trespassed or broke any of what they called their codes. There was no forgiveness. Money meant nothing to them. They made millions on a daily basis, however. They could not stand it when someone made them look bad and they got angry. They would fly off at the slightest provocation. It was that anger that brought about their demise. And then you begin to make decisions out of anger that one day you wish you would simply take back, but it's too late now. Words spoken can never be taken back. So as I look at those people that were very, very powerful and had everything that anyone ever dreamed of, and yet they were angry constantly, over what? God knows. But the truth was that if you look at the common denominator they all had, it was that. They were angry, they were prideful. So if we are to create a mindset that will be able to allow us to conquer things that people just can't imagine we can conquer, a mindset that will say there is no fear, a mindset that does not recognize I can't, but says, how can I? One of the things that we have to do, on top of building very positive character traits, is to deal with those character traits that destroy any positive that we do. See, we can be very faithful, but if we're angry, it just goes away. We can be very loving, but with just 1 second of anger, it destroys all the love that we worked years to give. So the truth of the matter is that unless we deal with the character flaws like anger and pride, eventually the mindset we create will be weak. Look around you and look at those people that are in worst situations in life. Look at those people that you look around and say, wow, what cars, what house, what a beautiful family. But deep down inside, they're miserable because they live a life of anger. So today, let us work on overcoming that anger, and let us work towards a situation of love, a situation of peace, where we don't fly off the handle, when we can analyze everything with a calm mind. Everything in life, except that, has a remedy. There is no need to be angry. God bless you.